Hi everyone, welcome to today's session. That is session 4, control flow in Python. So, uh, once again, I am Valkil Sudeshindra, your section leader. In today's class, we are going to build a small project or a fun project, I would say, which is called as the high and low game. It is a perfect for the beginners, and we will use this to understand some important programming concepts like random number generation, user input, loops, and conditional statements. Let's get started. Before writing the code and understanding this, let's understand what the problem statement says and what is the today's agenda. So what is exactly is high-low game? See, so the idea is very simple. The computer and you both get a number, but only your number is shown to you. So then you need to guess whether your number is higher or lower than the computer. If your guess is right, you earn a point. We have a point system over here, or a reward system is presented over here. Every time your guess is correct, you will earn a point or rewarded will increase by 1. So we'll play like 5 rounds here. Instead, we can even take the number of rounds from the user also. It's not a problem. So after that, we're going to calculate the total score in the end. So I think it's kind of a sounding very fun project. So let's get starting the code. So once again, I am saying what is the entire agenda or entire problem statement. We are going to generate a random integer or a numerical value using the random module. Once getting the random integer for both the computer and ourselves, the number for ourselves will be shown in the terminal, which is present over here. Once getting after knowing what is our number, we need to guess whether our number is higher or lower than what is generated for the computer, which we are not knowing till we are writing the string that is higher or lower, or till we are guessing it. Once after guessing, if our guess is correct, we will earn a point, which is around like 1 point after getting guessing, which is like a reward system. So at the end of the day, or the end of this entire code, we need to know how many the total score we have to calculate. Okay, so let's start by so starting the entire code. Is it okay if I think it's okay to start with taking the integer or the input from the user itself rather than taking the, what I would say, the number of rounds. I think it's very much good to take the integer or the input from the user rather than knowing the number of rounds itself, because it creates a very much dynamic rather than knowing the static number of rounds. Enter the number of, okay, let's decrease this size, the number of rounds. So once we know the number of rounds, the initial player points would be 0, because before starting the game, the point system or the reward system is set to 0 for round number in range 1 to, I think it is total rounds or total rounds. There is total rounds is nothing but the number of rounds, right? So I will convert it to num rounds plus 1. Because here why we are taking plus 1? Because using the range function allows you to iterate over a sequence from 1 to n minus 1 only. Here if the range function, if it is from 1 to n, so you wanna iterate it, it is iterate sorry, iterate the sequence from 1 to n minus 1 only. That's why, since we want the total all the rounds, so that's why we are adding one more to the total number of rounds. Okay. Once after getting the total number of rounds, okay, done. What we just need to do is we just need to print for f, okay, round, the round. Okay, I guess it's fine. See, F is called as the formatted string that allows you to directly show the value of this particular variable, that is round number. Instead of directly implying, we can use it the formatted string. So most of in the professional Python languages, we generally use the F formatted string. F standard for the formatted string. Okay. Now layer value is equal to random dot randint from 1 to 100. Before asking why it is been 1 to 100 in the question, it is been restricted to follow from 1 to 100, it seems. That's why we are been following the same thing. See, the two numbers has to be generated from 1 to 100 itself. That's why we are writing. So we are generating between this only, even inclusive of both the 1 and 100. Okay. Random is a module. Random is what is we called? Random is a module that we uses, and randint is a function present inside it, which allows you to generate a random integer between or not between, even including 1 and 100. Okay. So once we are generating a random integer for the player, so we have to do the same for the computer value, that is the random dot random 1 to 100. Okay, now we have to just print, as we know, we just have to print our number itself. So we need to, using that particular number, we need to guess whether our number is higher or lower than that of the computer number, computer generated one. So player value. Okay. Once uh, observing or once seeing the player number, we just have to guess it, right? So player guess, that is equal to input. Do you think your number is higher or lower? Higher or lower than the computer? Let's check into lower only. So lower is a function which converts the string, whatever the string that we get from the user, to that of the lower format. Lower format means all the characters that are present in the small letters only. Once getting the guess whether it is lower string or the higher string from the user, we will ask just while player guess. If it is not in higher or lower, we just have to print invalid input. Please invalid and in input. Please type higher. Okay, 1 minute. Sorry for this. Sorry for the disturbance. Higher or lower than the computer. That's what we know. I mean, the user has to just type either the higher or the lower, not any other input string. Okay. We don't need the lower. So it has to either type. See, this is like an edge case where the user uh, provide an input string which is not higher or lower, other than like if it is provides any other input string like hello or like any other than the higher or lower. If it is provide, if the user provides any other, it is not a case we want to consider, because we just want to know whether our number is higher or lower than the computer value. So after knowing that whether it is not present in the higher or lower, we will provide another another chance for to the user to try again. Once getting this one, so uh, after that we will provide another also called chance to the user to type higher or lower. Once typing the higher or lower in whatever the case the user wants, we will just convert back into the lower format. After that, once knowing the user input, we just need to check whether if the player guess, if the player guess is equal to higher and player value is computer value. That means if it is if the higher is provided by the user and also the player value is greater than that of the computer value, or 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 let's take another thing. We can use this symbol to write in the, I mean, to continue into the next line and making it's a part of the if condition. We can use this character to do the same. If the player guess is equal to lower and player value is also computer value. That means both are the safe condition. Print, what we have to print is the computer value is computer value. This was um, incorrect. So, okay. And we will just increase the player points by 1. If it's not the condition, means one of the condition got fails, then print either both the, this only happens when both the condition gets wrong. If the other one of the condition gets true, it will increase. That's what the OR gate performs. So print, no, your guess is wrong. The computer value is computer value. And we won't increase any point we won't increase. So once after getting whatever the either the increasing in the point or neither increasing the point, we will just print the overall the current value. The current score would be players points. After every round, we will show the current score. After completing it, after completing the total number of rounds, we will just print uh, the game is over. Thank you. Thank you for participating. Okay. And print. What we need to print is at the end of the day, what was you have been asked? The total score. The total score is the player points out of number of rounds. Okay, fine. That's it, right? See, the number of rounds are the value itself, right? If it is 5, then out of 5 rounds, you won 3 rounds. Since we are increasing each for each correct guess, we are increasing only by 1. So the total possible, the highest case would be like 5 out of 5, or the worst case would be 0 out of 5. So now we'll just do one more extension. If what happens, the player points, if it is equal to the number of rounds, then print incredible. That means he guessed all the correct. Incredible, incredible, and you have what we can write. You have got everything correct. Correct. That's one case. Other than that, what would be the other case? The player points would be half correct. The total points or the number of rounds. If it is greater than the half of the rounds, I mean more than half of the rounds, the player counts. The player has guessed the correct. Then print. Sorry, great. You played. Else print. Don't worry. Sorry. So that's the entire thing. Let's start. The number of rounds, let's be 5 only, or let's start with the 6. The round 1, your number is 73. So what would do you think your number is higher or lower than that of the computer? I guess it is higher than whatever the computer value. Okay. 1 minute. I think I know where's the mistake. Okay, let's stop and recheck. Okay, let's be the number of rounds still sticks. What would do you think the higher? I think 70 is higher value than that of the computer value. Yes, the computer value was 3, so correct. Now the number is your random generated number is 93. So I think once again it is higher than. Yes, the computer value was 71 and our value was 93. So if our number is in the round 3 is 26, I guess it is lower. Yes, no. Okay, the computer value was 6 and our value was 26. I think we don't get any point because our guess was wrong. Let's think again. 60, I think it is once again lower. No, the 45, okay. 31, I think once again lower. Correct. The computer value was 88 or was 31. So since 31, the guess was lower. So we got one more point. Let's again 41. It is the last round. Yes. Okay, 3. The value was the value for the computer is 3. So it is higher. Okay. Game is over. Thank you for participating. The total score is 3 out of 5. Great. You played well. So this is what we actually want in this total session. Thank you for being a wonderful audience. If you have any doubts, please try to mention your doubts in the form in the coding section or in the YouTube channel. Vakil Sudesh Chandra. Please subscribe it. And if you have any more solutions or if you have any solutions to solve this problem, if you have any other advanced Python code to do the entire process in a very less number of code, please try to mention the same in the my YouTube channel comment or in the form for the students. Thank you.